Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Good to have you back in another video. I'll be showing you how you can make your own coconut oil at home. Not just how to make coconut oil, but 100% pure virgin cold pressed coconut oil. All you need are your matured coconuts. I'm using 4 matured coconuts here. I have made a video on how to open up your coconut to remove the flesh, so I thought it would be wise not to waste time on that. I'm going to put up the video so you can check it out for yourself. So cracking open the coconuts, and I've removed the flesh. I'm going to start scraping the back. Just want to make sure I remove the brown back. This is because I want to end up with a clear oil. We all know that coconut oil is an important oil. We use it regularly on our hair, on our skin, and for cooking. So it's important you have a bottle of coconut oil in your kitchen. Okay, so after peeling this, you'll notice the tiny particles that are sticking to the body, so it's best you just rinse it before you start grinding. Okay, so after rinsing, I'm just going to cut the coconut into tiny pieces so it will help the blender to blend it well. I'm just clearing this so I can have a clear surface to complete this. The board is already full, that's why I had to do that. Just going to bring everything together. Looks beautiful though. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the coconut pieces into the blender. I'm just going to blend a little at a time. So right away I'm going to add water to slightly cover it so that it will hasten the blending process. If your blender is so powerful enough, you can add as much as you can. Once the coconut is nicely blended, I'm going to pour it into a bowl. Then continue blending the remaining. So this is the last coconut I've just blended. I'm just going to bring everything together and we are done blending. Okay, when you are blending this, just make sure you blend it very well to a very fine particle so you'll be able to extract as much coconut milk as you can. Next, I'm just going to sieve the coconut blend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this chiffon material over a bowl. You can use cheesecloth to do this. So I'm just going to bring the coconuts into this. I just wrap the cloth into two to stop the particles from passing over. Next, I'm just going to squeeze out all the coconut milk from the coconut chaff. I'm still going to bring the coconut chaff into the bowl, then add water to mix it again. Okay, I've just added water to this, so I'm just going to use my hand to mix this. You can add this to the blender and blend the second time if you wish, just to make sure you don't leave the milk and the oil behind. Okay, so I'm done squeezing out all the coconut milk. And for the chaff, you don't have to throw this away. You can use it for coconut fufu, coconut flour, or anything that calls for coconut. Yeah, you can look out for the next video. I'm going to show how to make coconut flour with this. Okay, for this coconut chaff, I'm just going to spread it out in a tray. Just make sure you squeeze out all the water. So I'm going to sun dry this. Okay, so it's wise to leave this in a wider container to rest. So I'm going to place the lid over this, then leave this to sit for 12 hours. You can just leave this to rest overnight on your countertop undisturbed to allow the curd, which is made up of the coconut cream, to separate from the water which you use to mix the coconut. So I'm just leaving this right here. Okay, see you after 12 hours. Okay, just about 12 hours later, I came back to the coconuts. so it has frozen. You can notice this solid layer, so it means the coconut oil has been separated from the water. So what we're going to do, you can put this back in the freezer for maybe like 30 minutes to be able to separate the cream from the water, but mine is already solidified because the plate is a little bit cold. So I'm going to use a spoon or just something like a strainer just to pick the cream up. Look at this, it's nicely formed. So I'm going to scoop up the cream. We have separated the cream from the liquid. I'm going to discard this because it's slightly fermented. If you had left yours in the fridge, you can use it to make sauce or whatsoever. Okay, so here is the cream. Okay, see the cream, it coats the skin nicely, even though it's mixed with a little water, but no problem. It's going to get rid of the water. Now we are going to leave this to melt. Once it melts, it's going to separate into 3 layers. I'm going to leave this in a warm oven. You can place this in the sun, but be sure to cover it to shield it from flies, ants, or stones from getting into it. So I'm just going to cover this. After like 30 minutes, let me show you what happened here. The content actually separated into 3 stages. The first layer is the oil floating on top. Then the second layer is the curd forming in the middle, and the third layer is the water. And now we have to separate the coconut oil from the curd and the water. Basically, you can just use a spoon to scoop this out, but I figure out it's going to waste a whole lot of time. Another way to do this is to use a canvas bag, chiffon cloth, or anything that will just help separate the curd from the oil. So I have this small bag that has the shape of a pillowcase. So we are going to place it in a strainer, and I'm just going to put the bag in. I'm just going to bring everything in the bowl into the bag. I'm going to allow the oil to drip out, leaving the curd. So this is it. So you can leave this hanging. If you have something to tie it on, you can just tie it. Try not to squeeze it with your hand. Let it drip on its own until the oil is completely out of the bag. Now that a large quantity of water has drained out, just going to place the bowl over this just to give it a little weight too. Okay, so I left this for 20 minutes for the oil and the water to drip out. So this is what we have gotten from it, and this is the curd that is left behind. I'm just going to discard this, though it has a little bit of oil in. If you have time, you can still leave it to drip a little more. So we are going to separate the oil from the water. I'm going to bring everything into this bowl because it's transparent. Then I'm going to place this in the freezer for 30 minutes for it to freeze. I'm not really going to let this freeze completely. Oil has a lower freezing point. It's going to freeze before the water. Just after 30 minutes, I'm going to take it out of the freezer. Then it's going to be easy to separate it from the water. Okay, so after 30 minutes, I just brought this out. This is slightly frozen. So we are going to leave the coconut oil from the water. I would like to use a knife to remove the side so it makes it easy. So now I'm going to use the spoon to leave the coconut oil out. Voila! So we have the water and we have the coconut oil here. For the water, I'm going to discard this. You don't need this anymore. Okay, let me just show you this. I use 4 coconuts for this. So if you use more than the quantity I use, you will have much oil. So I use a very little coconut, and this is it. For the oil, you can just melt it and store it in an airtight container or a glass jar. Then use it for your hair, use it on your skin, use it for your cooking. Okay.
Hey guys,
guys, this was how to make cold pressed coconut oil. I hope you loved this video. Let me know what you think about cold pressed coconut oil. Do remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also share it with your friends. See you soon. Bye.